live. We going live? And we're live. Good morning, stackers! Use the time codes below to go to your favorite part straight away. If you're watching this on the replay, if you're watching this live, you get to enjoy everything, including the Synchronised Slurp. This is your Good Morning Stackers show where we talk about gold, silver, and all the other bullion stuff live with people on the chat. It's a whole fun thing. Get your tasty beverage ready. We're going to be talking today about the potential epic reversal in silver. It's a inverse head and shoulders pattern. We'll talk about what the hell is that in the first place, and is it going to happen? Maybe, maybe not. But we'll just talk about inverse head and shoulders pattern. Then we'll take a look at on silver. That is, we'll take a look at gold and platinum, and have a good old fun time. So here we go. We're going to do it in the next 15 seconds. This is where you do the synchronized slurp. Basically, you get your favorite tasty beverage, and we slurp together. It's an honor system. Got to slurp it. Here we go. In 3, 2, 1. Give me a shout out that you're here, that I can see you and hear you and all that sort of stuff. Black Coal says, hello, GMS. Hello, good morning, stackers. Tony Peterson says, GMS. That's the calling card. What you do every single time you get on here, you just do GMS, exclamation point, meaning good morning, stackers. That's why we're here. A couple of quick things. I want to show you the screen for a second. I'm going to come back to that one, but I just want to show you what happened overnight. I have now, if you can see that, 127 subscribers. I was about 110 yesterday, and then I did that when silver to $100 video. It's had nearly 500 views, roughly over 500 views right there. So it's the largest viewed video live show so far on the channel, and like, what are we talking, like 17 new subscribers overnight. So welcome to all the new subscribers. That's the first little shout out before we get to talking about silver and the inverse head and shoulders pattern. Again, use the time code below if you want to skip all this stuff, that's fine. And of course, the show is brought to you by Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au. Couple of quick things. They've been having some issues with the website. They launched the business on May the 1st, and then the website developers had some work to do, and basically it wasn't loading really fast. There was a couple of lots of dropouts and things like that, but I checked it this morning, and I've been reliably told that the APIs have been rerouted, so it's actually loading really quickly. So if you click on this, for example, this is perthbullion.com.au. So I click on that, and that's just going to be really ultra fast. Like that's actually, it's loading, and it's loading on desktops. It's loading on the mobile browsers as well, as far as I'm aware. So it's really working really well as far as I'm aware. I'm happy to be brand partnered with Perth Bullion Exchange, perthbullion.com.au, and I'm just going to share very quickly their specials. Yes, specials for today, being Wednesday the 8th of May 2024, Melbourne time, Australia time I should say. So they've been doing a whole bunch of silver, but have been having a lot of calls for gold, and so what they've decided to do today is do a special on every single gold 1 ounce that they have available that's in stock. Okay, so a special on any in stock 1 ounce gold right there. So you can see they've got special $30 off the Scottsdale Trident Barbados coin, $30 off the Perth Mint Emu from this last year, 2023's. It was already a really good price, but now they're knocking $30 off, and that's $30 off even if you buy extra, you get that discount. And then if you buy a certain amount, you get free shipping as well. Again, free shipping from Perth Bullion Exchange if you buy over certain amounts. Where are we? 1 ounce, $30 off the double Pixu, which is already a killer price anyway. $30 off the Chinese Myths and Legends Phoenix coin as well, that's in stock. And $30 off the Gold Swan as well. So $30 off all the 1 ounce gold that is currently in stock, not including the pre-order stuff. So there you go, that's them. And I'm going to quickly plug my Instagram channel. Why? It's instagram.com/itsjoemain. Why am I doing that? Because I help businesses, any kind of business whatsoever, launch and grow on YouTube. You're seeing me actually do this in real time. I've started a brand new YouTube channel as of 2 weeks ago, this one, Good Morning Stackers, and I'm doing it because I want to do this, but when I rethink about it, it's also, I'm kind of proving my own methods as well. So I'm sort of doing it in real time. You're seeing how I'm launching and growing a brand new YouTube channel, and I do that for businesses. So not just bullion businesses, any kind of business. You're an accountant, you're a lawyer, you're a this, you're that, you're a plumber, whatever it is. There is a way that you can grow your customer base through YouTube. And if you're not sure if you have, it's like, could my business do it? I'm telling you, it can. But let's discover whether it can or not. So you could jump on a phone call with me and have a quick discover. But I've got a whole heap of free tips and tricks. So if you go to instagram.com/it's Joe Main and give me a follow, watch my free content, and then get in contact with me if you want to talk about, hey, can I personally help your business more? Yeah, I'm going to charge you for that because I'm really good at what I do. But anyway, that's that, and that's that, and let's go to some comments. And then we'll go to the silver inverse head and shoulders. So hopefully a whole bunch of people have popped on. Desi, oh, here we go, a whole bunch of stuff now. I always want to say living Ant-Man. I don't know why. Living Ant-Man, living Adam-Man, Slurp and Burp. Ah, Slurp and Burp. No, I like synchronized slurp. Yeah, slurp and burp is a little bit too crude. But I like synchronized slurp. But I like you've done a slurp and a burp. Okay, what are you drinking to do a burp? Must be some kind of carbonized beverage. Black Coal says PBE web page is fast now. Yeah. So the Perth Bullion Exchange website looks like they've pretty much figured out all their kinks there. They've ironed them out. So again, go check out their specials, all that. Again, happy to be brand partnered with them. Desi says, good morning, everyone. Good morning, Desi. Living Adam Man says again, oh, good to see they have PM gold bars now. Ah, cool. Right. All right. Not a fan of the Britannias. Yeah, some people like the Britannias and some people don't. So, I'm sure like it's a brand new business, so they're going to be adding to the range, as they go along. Started out with a lot of Scottsdale stuff, and they're going to be adding stuff certainly, as they go along. I would suggest checking them out and also sending them a message. Go to their Facebook page as well. You can find you should be subscribing to their YouTube channel as well. That's youtube.com/at Perth Bullion Exchange. Subscribe to them. You'll find their Facebook page. That's at Perth Bullion Exchange as well for their Facebook page. And send them a message and say, hey, I'm thinking, I love this kind of stuff. Can you think about getting this, that, and the other? I'm sure they'll acquiesce. And we have a new one. Hello. I'm going to pronounce that Minquan, and if that's incorrect, I apologize, but that's as far as I can go. But GMS, fantastic, good to see. That's me. He says, living adamant. Green tea. You're burping after green tea. Okay, fair enough. So here we go, people. That is the intros. That's the hellos. Tony says, I like the outlay of the Perth Bullion Exchange site. Yeah, me too. I think they've done a great design job. There was just kinks in the back end with the calling of the APIs, and it was just a really slow thing, but they fixed that apparently, so it's really good. So now we are going to talk about silver and an inverse head and shoulders pattern that looks like it might be playing out. Now, am I saying it's definitely going to? No, of course not. We don't know where things are going to go. You don't know if you're going to get hit by a bus tomorrow. Greg Clark says, good morning. Wondered where you had been. I've been around. Minquan says, oh, sorry, I'm not new. I see every video, but can get online sometimes only. Oh, well, thank you for being a regular watcher. But congratulations on joining us today. It's looking like, I'll come back to the silver thing. It's looking like the 10 a.m. slot, a 10 a.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, is looking pretty good for the live viewers. And I really want to do it for the live viewers. So it's just logistically, it's a bit harder at 10 a.m. than it is in the morning, but then there's pros of not getting up at 6 a.m. to do research and all that sort of stuff. So it's looking like 10 a.m. is pretty good. And of course, Tony Peterson joins us at 10 a.m. So we've got lots of people joining. So it's so good to see. All right, now I'm going to talk. So I'll start the time code here. Time code for silver inverse head and shoulders starts right here. What am I talking about? So we'll show you the chart, but an inverse head and shoulders pattern can suggests that there might be a price reversal, so an inverse head and shoulders going to the upside. Am I saying it's going to do that? No, because silver goes up and down, and you could get hit by a bus tomorrow, and so could I. So we don't know where life's going to go. But if it plays out, it's quite possible. So we'll get to some more comments later, and I just really want to share the screen right now. Let me share the screen. Oh, that was my Instagram page. You can go to instagram.com/itsjoemain for those reasons I said before. But here is the silver price. Now, it's priced in US dollars. We're using the tradingview.com website. Hopefully you can't hear that construction in the background. And we're at $27.27 US cents. So just out of interest, we did have that move yesterday all the way up to 27.40, 27.50. I was suggesting that 27.40, 27.50 area might be an area of resistance. We made a second play for it in the last 24 hours. It was a failed move. So then oftentimes from a failed move comes a fast move in the opposite direction. So you can see that right here. And so it looks like it might be forming an inverse head and shoulders pattern. What the bloody hell am I talking about? So this might be the left shoulder, this might be the head, and this might be starting to form a right shoulder. Let's take a look over here and see what we're talking about. This is Investopedia.com. So inverse head and shoulders, what does that pattern mean in the dynamic world of blah, 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 blah? Notable indicator for identifying bullish reversals characterized by three distinct troughs, a lower head right there, so a lower head and a left and right shoulder. Show you right down here, this is the quickest way to do it, the key takeaways. An inverse head and shoulders is similar to the standard head and shoulders pattern but inverted. So a normal head and shoulders pattern goes in the opposite direction. So let's see if I find one. Probably not, but basically think of it the opposite way. So you would have, for example, a price move like that, and then a head that goes higher, then another one like that, and then if the neckline is broken, then you'll see it go to the downside. But inversely, obviously, it's a potential reversal pattern. Let's quickly go back and have a look. But it may be used to predict reversals in down trends. An inverse head and shoulders pattern upon completion signals a bull market within a given time frame. Though it doesn't mean it's going up forever, but just within a given time frame. Investors typically enter a long position meaning a buy position, when the prices rise above the resistance of the neckline. So this is a little example right here. You can see the price went up to here. Here's the shoulder. There's the head. The head means it's inverse, so that's the shoulder, that's the head. That means it's lower than the shoulder. You come back up to test the neckline, but oh no, it doesn't break through quite yet, but it does form the right-hand shoulder right here. And then eventually, if it breaks the neckline again, then investors think, oh, it's been knocking on this door of this neckline a couple of times now. Third time's a charm, and then you break through. So that's an inverse head and shoulders pattern. What would we need to see? What would we need to see here? And am I saying this is definitely one? No, I might be completely incorrect. It just looks inverse head and shoulders-ish to me. So right there, it looks to me, and I could be completely wrong, as I said, a left shoulder right there. We did come down to form a head right there, and we're back up to test the neckline roughly. And this could be forming the right shoulder. So it's not fully pattern formed out yet, the pattern. What will we want to see? You don't want to see, here's what you don't want to see. You don't want to see the price fall, I would say, lower than, now technically they say lower than the shoulder right here. So technically it could go down to here at 26.60. Yeah, I think that's a little bit too low, but I guess technically we'll say if it holds above 26.60, then that could form a complete shoulder, head, and shoulder. I would like to see it, excuse me, this is how you know it's live, because I'm doing burping and everything. Slurp and burp from Living Atom Man. I would like to see it hold above here. Above $26.90, $27. That's preferable. So find that as support, and then, and I should say no lower than. So you could easily, so go like that, shoulder, head. This could form a mini shoulder and then pump up from here, but what you would more likely see is a move down, and then that forms the right hand shoulder, and here is the neckline that they're talking about as well. So as long as it breaks the neckline, then you've got a really good, then it's a completed inverse head and shoulders pattern, which then would suggest that we pump to the upside. So the neckline is right there. In my humble opinion, that's what it is for me so far. So I would say if it breaks here, let's call that around about $27.50, then I would say that's likely to be a full playing out of the inverse head and shoulders pattern, which means we go to the upside. And the resistance point generally is it's the distance between the longest shoulder peak and the head right here. So for example, between here and here, what you would do, and let me see if I can do that on a price thing. I don't know if that's going to work, but let's give it a go. We'll do that, and then if it breaks the neckline, excuse me, if it breaks the neckline, I'll get rid of that. If it breaks the neckline right here, is that going to, oh no, we're good. If it breaks the neckline, let's say at 27.50, that's the potential move right there. And that would be up to your $29.30 area range, roughly. So that's the potential predictive nature of inverse head and shoulders. That's where it could find some kind of resistance at. I would actually bet more so that you'd find resistance probably more like around about here. I'll put this on the daily time frame. More around about between $28 and here at $28.70. But that is the inverse head and shoulders pattern, how it could potentially play out. So this is silver on the daily time frame. You can see we have opened green for the day, but always watch out for the fake outs. I'm going to bet more likely, more than a 50% chance that we see lower prices today. I've been supremely wrong before, so we could just absolutely pump from here, but I'm just going to best guess is roundabout down to, I'd say, if we need to see support at around about 27. There you go, at $27. So I need to see that $27 support hold because I have this support drawn in at 26.80, and let me just pop that in a horizontal line. I'm going to say around about right, yeah, I'll pop it there. I'd like to see it find support at the $27 level, preferably. So that's your inverse head and shoulders. Of course, if you're new to the channel, I really need to see, oh, I got rid of it. That's all right, I'll have to pop it back in. I had drawn in here my final hurdle. Screw it, I'll just do it right now. You know why? Because I can. Final hurdle. I love live stuff. And we'll do that and we'll pop that on the right there. Okay, that was pretty quick and easy. That's around about $31.50, $32 is my final hurdle, whereby if we break above and hold above that, then I'm going to suggest that we are in absolutely 100% bull market territory and there's absolutely no going back. We're just not over the final hurdle just yet for silver. But that is the inverse head and shoulders thing. Am I saying it's going to happen? No, just watch out for, you want a support level, preferably around that $27 to $26.80 level, and you want to see that bounce and then make a play for this neckline right here, and then a much more likely chance that it is the inverse head and shoulders pattern. If we take a look at the relative strength index, post your comments below and I'll get to read those out in a second. I also need a second synchronized slurp because I'm getting parched right here using my voice. So on the opposite case, to say that we may not, we are creeping into, we're not in there yet, overbought territory relative strength index, but we are on a downward move, but this is coming off being an extremely oversold. So I'd say indeterminate on the daily time frame. What you might notice on the relative strength index, that's this down here. What we have noticed right here is you can see, and I'll punch up that brightness, not that the brightness shouldn't make any difference to you. I hope did that make any difference to you, the brightness? Oh shoot, it did. I had the brightness down. Sorry people, that's my fault. I don't know whether that shows through on the screen, but what you can see right here is we have broken through this average on the relative strength index on the daily time frame. It looks like we might be coming back to retest it right here. I want to see that hold as support and then tick up. And I would suggest right here, if we break above this level right here on the relative strength index, you can see that's a level of resistance there and a level of resistance there. If we break that around about the 55 mark, we break above on the relative strength index, so maybe have 1 or 2 days of green, then I would suggest we're on our way upward again. So that's what I'm looking at for silver. There was a whole bunch of stuff to do with the inverse head and shoulders. Could be playing out. Post a comment below. Let me know your thoughts on that. Do you think it could play out? Is it all just spitballing anyway? Are we all just, you know, kind of peeing in the wind here? Yeah, probably. But I think it's fascinating to look at because the market really is, and I'll pop this back on here, the market really is about psychology. It's all about market psychology. And the market isn't this mystical. It depends on your it depends on your life philosophy, but it's basically all market psychology. So technical analysis works not because it's this magical thing. It's just because if enough people believe that it works, then they'll place their trades accordingly, which then makes the trades go that way. So it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. So as you know, it's all mass psychology. So if people believe in the inverse head and shoulders pattern, they might see it come down to that $27 area and go, oh, I'm going to buy here. And then that's the thing that pushes it back up to the neckline. And that's the thing, then people see the neckline and they go, oh, it's the inverse head and shoulders pattern. And that's the thing that does it so self-fulfilling prophecy. Let's get some comments going, a quick synchronized slurp, and then we'll go to gold and platinum. And that's going to be it for the day. I don't have anything, think I have any show and tell today. So I'll do some kind of interesting other thumbnail. Let's see. There you go. Here we go. Whole bunch of comments. So Living Adam Man says, excited about this new channel, Joe. I am too. And for that, let's do a synchronized slurp. I'll give you approximately 3.29 seconds in order to get your tasty beverages ready. I think there's some kind of delay, but that doesn't make a difference to you. You're watching it live. It's just the delay for me. Here we go. In 3, 2. That's good. And we'll also give it, I'm going to give it one of these. Ready? I can't hear that at all, but I think you guys just did. I'll even give it one of these ones. Ready? Again, I can't hear it, but that was the DJ air horn. And I'll also give it one of these. Ready? So much fun here, isn't it? At Good Morning Stackers, I've got all the sound effects. So Tony Pearson says, I like 10 a.m. Sometimes I'm busy at 11. 10 a.m. is looking pretty good, but it's just, we'll see. We'll see. It might just completely be random times of the morning. At least it's most of the time going to be in the morning. Tony says, again, spot starting to creep back up. Yep, I bought the 40s dip hard, the 40 Australian dollars. If you're watching this somewhere else in the world, Tony's talking about 40 Australian dollars. Okay. Living Adam Man, no, Tony says, I'd bet a Kanga. Don't bet, mate. Don't bet. I'd bet a Kanga that spot will be back to $48 in October. 48 Australian dollars. Really? Really? Let's take a look, shall we? Tony bets $48 by October. Interesting. Let's have a look. XAG AUD. And Tony is betting a Kanga. Tony's betting a gold kangaroo, everyone. Tony's betting a gold 1 ounce kangaroo. Is that right? Is that right, Tony Tones? Let's have a look. 48. So you're basically saying you think it's going to be at all-time highs by October. Back to all-time highs in Australian dollars by October. So that's there. That's the weekly. That's the monthly. Why have I still got this stuff in? I don't need that. Go away. So you're talking October. So you think green, October. That's here, mate. Okay. All right. Tony's putting the, no, that's actually here. That's kind of, on this chart in particular, that's new all-time highs. Ooh, 48. So Tony's claiming 48. Okay, that's a big call. Big call, Tony Peterson. And she's betting a gold kangaroo too. Is that what I was understanding? Gold kangaroo? I'll take that bet. Actually, no, I won't take that back because you never know where gold and silver and everything could go. So that's an interesting one. We'll hold you to that because you have put this on the live. I'll go back to the comments, and then we'll do some gold and some platinum as well. That's what Tony said. Alan G says, I've never really understood this form of analysis. Yeah. Has nobody back tested past analyses that people have done and how accurate they end up being? No doubting you, but it's always gone over my head. Yeah, I hear you. So technical analysis wouldn't be a thing if it hadn't proven itself at least, a good portion of the time in the past. Have I gone back myself? I haven't gone back over the years to watch previous years and years videos, years and years ago, but I have been able to be somewhat predictive, and who the hell am I, right? But I have been able to be somewhat predictive in the more shorter term. Like if I say, this looks like this is going to be a support level, this is going to be a resistance level. Generally, that's tended to play out. And again, I'm not saying I'm not right 100% of the time. Absolutely not. At best, maybe 40%. I don't know. 50%. Who knows? It's probably just a flip of a coin, roll of a dice. I don't know. Or maybe it's even better than that. But no, I haven't tracked it. It feels like I'm all right with this. I can't speak for other people. The reason being, I find that silver and gold, I mentioned this yesterday, silver and gold, precious metals, and traditional assets, stock market, they have opening and closing times. The prices move really slow. And if you've been in the world of crypto, like I have since 2013 as well, and then these prices just... So it's like if you're learning by doing, you're doing it in a much more fast pace by watching crypto. You don't have to trade crypto, you just watch it. And it's just so volatile, and it's much more quicker. You can have 20%, 50% days, and the patterns play out much more quickly. So when I see the silver and gold price, or when I see something like a Tesla stock or whatever, it just feels like it's in slow-mo for me. I mentioned this yesterday. It feels like I'm Neo in the Matrix, where I'm like dodging bullets, like, in slow motion. And I tend to go, oh, that's definitely going to be a resistance point. You can definitely see that's probably going to be a support level. And I think that's played out over the last couple of weeks, you guys. If you go back and watch it and see, oh, yeah, Joe said, resistance level here. Yeah, that played out. He said support level here. That almost played out. I think I'd be right more than 50% of the time. But understand, again, it's market psychology. So it's just psychology. If enough people believe that technical analysis works, then it will work because it's a self-fulfilling prophecy. That's it. So really, it's just about how much people trust certain analyses. You could say trend lines are very popular, Fibonacci can be popular, and support and resistance lines. That's I think that they're probably the best three, and relative strength index as well. But yeah, I can understand it's not for everyone, technical analysis, and you can't account for things that you can't see. Adam Mann says hockey stick moves before year's end. That's a big call. Living Adam Mann, hockey stick. Okay, all right. I will hold you to that. Ray M says GMS Ray, great to see you. Yeah, we did another synchronized slurp. Tony says silver kanga. Oh, I thought you meant gold one, Tony. Oops, sorry. But you will bet. Tony's going to bet a silver kangaroo. All right. Okay, here we go. You and me, Tony, I bet you that silver kangaroo, and it doesn't have to be a brand new one. We can, we can pick one from our old stock and be old and tarnished and whatever. I will go with that bet. And if you're betting with me, that's okay. You can bet with anyone else here on the YouTube channel. But I'll take that bet. So I will say no. I will say no to $48 by the end of October this year. So I'm going to say $48 Australian per ounce of silver based on, let's base it on that chart if you want, or pick the Kitco price or something like that. We can pick the terms of the bet that silver will not hit $48 by the end of October this year. That's my humble opinion, and you know what? I'd be bloody happy to be wrong, and I'd really be happy to send you that silver kangaroo. So you're on. If that's a bet, we'll do a virtual handshake, or you can say deal down below in the comments. Tony Peterson, I love a good bet, and it's lovely. It's all in friendly, isn't it? I like that. Haha. Don't know what that was for, but yes. Haha. Okay, so we're going to go to gold now. We've talked about the head and shoulders pattern, inverse head and shoulders pattern. So let's take a quick look at just your regular daily gold thing. And we'll take a look at platinum as well. This is gold again this is on the daily time frame, priced in US dollars, currently 2,315. You can see that we have opened the day green so far, but we have, it could be a fake out for today. Maybe I'll pop this on the 4-hour. You see we're forming a little bit of a, it's interesting, we're forming a little bit of a base here. So could be good for a move up. You could never quite know, but see that little kind of U kind of thing happening. It feels like a little base happening there. You get this support level on the 4-hour time frame. Bear this in mind. At around about the $2,310 level. Okay, could be forming a little bit of a base, but you know, who knows? But I would suggest, see, on the daily time frame, this looks more like a potential fake out and then some more to the downside. But let's rather than predict that, actually I'll go back and do some, do I have some trend line analysis right here? Yeah, I could do a quick bit of trend line. Let's have a look here. Yeah, okay, so there's a trend line forming there. That got broken to the upside. That was broken there. I guess you could call that a trend line, and maybe even I'll draw this larger one in from the peak at 2,430 US dollars. My goodness me. I'm going to move that so I'm a little bit more centered right there. So you've got this trend line and this trend line to contend with. So I'm going to keep those in there for now. So you would want to see this trend line be broken. Are there any patterns going on? There's no head and shoulders there. It doesn't look like an is that an inverse head and shoulders? Is that and that? Yeah, it's a bit messy. I would say no to that. So you want to see it break this downtrend line right here. That's breaking, let's say, anywhere from 2,325, 2,330. Actually talked about that yesterday, that 2,330 mark. You want to see it break there. Then you'd be looking at the resistance level of 2,350, and breaking up from there, you'd be coming up to this downtrend line. Just depends on when it hits. That's pretty much gold, I guess. I think we're just in a trading range at the moment. On the relative strength index, though, and I will note down here, it does also look like it's forming a bit of a base right here. Can I show you that? Can you see that right there? Let's do that. Forming a bit of a base. What we would need to see is we need to see this curve up. We need this to be a green day. And break above this yellow line right here, and preferably, I think I already mentioned it. Did I already have this in? I had this drawn in previously. We need a couple of days of green, and then to come up and break through this area here of 58 on the relative strength index in order for us to be confident, yeah, we're heading up to this next resistance level of 2350. So we're really just in a trading range at the moment. I'm not going to say definitely going up from here or definitely going down from here. I would just say 50-50, and those are just the levels that we need to look out for. That's pretty much it. Nothing too fancy on gold. I would want to see the support level of 2,305, which is right here. I want to see that hold. If that doesn't hold on the daily time frame, if we close the day, we can have a spike down, but if we close the day below here at 2,305, then I say good chance that we come back and test 2,290 right there, but it just remains to be seen. We're just in a trading range. So that's gold for now. I won't talk about higher prices, and let's quickly go to platinum. This is interesting. Platinum is making a play again. It's just teasing the hell out of us. Do you own platinum? Post a comment below. Are you thinking about getting into platinum? Post a comment below. Welcome to all the new subscribers, by the way. Hit the big red subscribe button to join the GMS family. We are the winning team. 127 subscribers now, up 17 subscribers in 24 hours since I made that Will Silver go to $100? When will silver go to $100 video? I'll put a link above to that right now for the replay. But look, it's making another test. Okay, look, platinum's doing its thing. We've talked about it a lot. What can I say? It's doing its thing. This is on the weekly time frame. I will note, it's so I hate getting excited for platinum because it lets me down every single time. Just when I think we're out, it pulls me back in. We are coming up to this level of resistance on the relative strength index on the weekly time frame I will say it's looking positive for now. Looking positive, but we need to break above this downtrend line. What am I talking about? Sorry for all the people who have seen this a billion quadrillion times before. To the 17 or so new subscribers overnight, we're talking about the very long-term downtrend line from February of 2008. It has failed to pump above it for any significant period of time. It's once again making a play for it. I am not going to be excited about platinum until it breaks at least this line, makes a play for this downtrend line. After it breaks this downtrend line, as I mentioned yesterday, that's when I'm going to go, interesting, for platinum. But I'm just going to say, yeah, okay, ho hum. You've tricked me before. It's like if anyone's familiar with the Charlie Brown comic. I know it's an American thing, but Charlie Brown comic. It's like Lucy in the football. If you're familiar with that, if you know that analogy, just look it up. If you don't, no, I don't want to leave the site. So, I've been Lucy'd in the football. I've been Lucy'd many times before with platinum. But look, it's looking positive. It's a positive week so far. So let's see what happens. I just have to see it break above here. Then we're talking Turkey. Then we're talking about coming up to potentially test 1,115, which is my final hurdle, which tells me we're in absolute bull market territory, rip roaring, blah, blah, blah. Failing to break here, we're going to we would probably test again the uptrend line right here. If it breaks there, then we're heading down to 750. If it breaks there, we're heading down, no, if it breaks there, we're heading to 840. If it breaks there, we're heading to 750. We're just in a trading range right now. That's all I'm going to say about platinum. That is it. I think I'm going to end this. Last comments, no show and tell today, no other news. We just wanted to talk about the inverse head and shoulders thing. And we've already talked about, given the plug for, I'll do some comments, already gave the plug, of course, for Perth Bullion Exchange, my brand partner. The website's all cleared up, it's nice and fast, etc. And they've got specials on all gold 1 ounce bars and all coins that are currently in stock. If it's pre-order, you don't get the special, but they're like $30 off per coin, and they're already a great price anyway. Get ready with your tasty beverage. We're going to sign off in around about 1 minute or so after some questions or comments or queries. Here we go. Oh, Tony. All right. So, whole bunch of comments, and then we're going to end this thing. Living Adam Man said it has to break the new high before the end of the year just to match inflation. Oh, interesting. Okay. That's a fair point. Question is, does it break the new high in October? If we're talking about the silver thing, then factor supply and demand. Yeah, of course. Tony says, you're on for the bet, Joe. I will bet a 2015 Oh, what? I will bet a 2015 Kangaroo prototype USA release. Was that 300,000 or 3,000 or 30,000 mintage, mint condition? You don't have to do that. I don't have anything like that, so I would be just betting a good old Kangaroo. So I'm happy. I'll take the bet. I'm happy just for a normal Kangaroo, just your Perth Mint 1 ounce, tried and true, simple Kangaroo, tarnished from the back of the wherever. I'm fine with that. If that's what you want to do, but I won't be doing that because I don't have one. But hey, mate, I'll take it if we're on. So again, everyone, this is the honor system. We've seen it here locked in. This is the bet. Tony is betting that silver will hit 48 Australian dollars or more by the end of October 2024. I'm saying that won't occur by that time frame, and let's see who's the winner. And I'd love it if you're the winner because that's good for everyone. But I'm just going to take the contrarian view on that. So you're on, mate. Oh, Tony Peterson says 300,000 mintage. Wow, that's cool. It has the obverse of a funnel web, rarest of the BU Kangas. Mate, I don't expect you to pony up that one. I'm just happy. I'd be happy with a normal Kangaroo. Desi says, question for you, Joe. Now that you don't work at any bullion dealers, which one was your favorite and why? I knew this question would come eventually. So I'm not going, my answer is going to be, of course, I'm not going to play favorites because they were all different. I can speak about my time at Goldstackers positively. It was the first company that I joined. So the quick thing was, and here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna speak positively about every single bullion dealer that I've talked about. I don't talk, were there negatives? You know, every company you work for has positives and negatives. Not one single company has all the positives and all sort of stuff. But I'll talk about the positive things. I like them all. Let's talk about Goldstackers from 2013 to 2016. I was stacking precious metals for 3 years before then, since 2010, and then I decided I wanted to work in the industry. There were no jobs going whatsoever. I had to claw my way into the industry by begging and pleading and phone calls and, hey, you're a bullion dealer, have you got any work going? And I called this one company called Goldstackers. I spoke to Mark there at Goldstackers. Mark and Ben were the owners. They started the business around about a year before. They were just the two dudes. They were then looking to to scale up, and so they were looking for their first couple of employees. I happened to be one of them, and I volunteered there for a couple of silver ounces a day. That's what they paid me, 2 silver ounces a day for a couple of weeks at least. And I volunteered. They got to know me and they trusted me. And then I joined as an employee. So that's the positive. They were the first one to bring me into the fold. And also, I learned so much about bullion, being in a bullion dealer business. I learned everything as much as I could from those guys, lovely guys to deal with, and all the positives of meeting all the customers and all that. So that was my first positive experience. Then let's talk about Bullion Now. Bullion Now. Well, actually, I started my own bullion company for about a year in between Goldstackers and Bullion Now, roughly a year or two, and that was called Melbourne Bullion Company. Still got it too. I still have the name and all that sort of stuff. And I might, you never know, down the track I might revive. I might, who knows? I might bring that back to the fold. But I don't have an interest at the moment in starting my own bullion dealership. And then I started with Bullion Now. Incredible positives, of course, from Bullion Now, serving all the customers, starting as their first employee as well, building the YouTube channel I started their YouTube channel. I came on board and said, hey, while the business is fledgling, literally, doors off hinges, the whole thing, you've heard this story before, as a lot of you have, brand new business, and I said, I'm working part-time. While I'm working part-time and there's basically no customers in the store, how about I start a YouTube channel, because I'd had history about starting my own YouTube channel, not this one, the previous one. I'll share that one day. I think some of you already know it. And I said, I'll start a YouTube channel. And while I'm here, waiting for more customers to come in, serve the odd customer here and there, I'm going to start a YouTube channel, do regular videos. I started doing that. That then became the Bullion Now YouTube channel, which you've seen what it's done. So I was Bullion Now for 3 years, all that positive stuff with all the epic unboxings and all the things. Oh yeah, and of course, I'm not saying I built it only on my own and anything like that. Of course, everyone there had input, and of course, it was a collaborative effort. But I was the one. I wasn't the one who started it and suggested it and all that kind of stuff. It was a very fun time at Bullion Now. And then I joined Ainslie, which also had its positives as well. Loved meeting everyone there. So Ainslie was for a year and a half, nearly 2 years, just 2022 till start of this year, roughly, at Ainslie Bullion. They have a head office up in Brisbane. They have a Melbourne store as well. They'd recently opened the Melbourne store, so I joined the Melbourne branch, and lots of positive, meeting all the customers there and working with everyone there too. So positives, with everything. I'm not going to tell you my favorite. I can tell you my favorite and my preferred bullion dealer right now. And obviously, yes, I am brand partnered with Perth Bullion Exchange, but I am going to plug them. I'm loving working with them. I don't work for them, so they are not one of those three. So I don't work at any bullion dealer anymore. But what I've loved about working with Ricky at Perth Bullion Exchange, working with, not for, just helping out with social media stuff and all that, and in the beginning just for their launch, and also learning about their company, is the fact that, as I've said before, quick plug again, they're doing everything that I would do if I was starting my own bullion business. So if I brought Melbourne Bullion Company back into the fray, I would do every single damn thing that Perth Bullion Exchange is already doing, including the free shipping. And that's something that me and Ricky at Perth Bullion Exchange, we talked about before the business launched. We talked about, can it be done? Yeah, and he was thinking about doing free shipping, and I've always been thinking about, why hasn't anyone done bloody free shipping before over certain quantities? And then we had this chat, and I mentioned, hey, this is a weird thing. I don't know if this is something you've thought about, but mate, there's been no company doing free shipping. And he literally laughed and went, ha, I've been thinking about the exact same thing. And then we just clicked on that. And then it's been a really great brand partnership. It's really been good. I've known Ricky for a couple of weeks, 3 weeks maybe, something like that, 3, 4 weeks, about a month, and it's been a real good marriage of two minds, I guess, and two very similar philosophies on stuff. So that's why I'm really enjoying working with Perth Bullion Exchange. They're my preferred bullion dealer at the moment because you get free shipping by over certain quantities, and they're just really kicking goals. So that's the answer for you, Desi. Sorry, it's a long-winded one. Let's see. Nope, but the 1/10 ounce PM coins look sweet. They do actually. Yeah, they do. Tony says, "Yep, I'm happy to take that bet for any old Kanga Joe." Okay, all right, I will take that. Thank you. And Tony says, "Yeah, look, it's all just a bit of fun. Hope you win. Me too. And then you can use it for a show and tell, and I will when I win." Tony Peterson. All right, get your beverages ready. We're going to end this in 1 minute. One more comment I think there is. Desi says, would love to hear all the positives for each. I did that. So, and epic bad jokes. Yes, there were total epic bad jokes. I think you're talking about Bullion Now. There were epic bad jokes and epic singing and all that stuff. Me singing the intros and all that stuff. Out of interest, just so everyone knows. Of course, it was a very collaborative effort with Bullion Now. But I had a very definite plan. There was some very definite plans of how to characterize the show and the videos, if that makes sense. So think of it like a comedic duo, like those old school Laurel and Hardy, Leno and Woodley, that kind of stuff. And also I used the Pawn Stars method. Pawn Stars, PAWN, if you remember that old reality show called Pawn Stars. I used the Pawn Stars method. I also used something called the Underdog method as well, which kind of speaks for itself. But those are three very clear strategies that I used for Bullion Now when starting out the channel. And I'm saying all that to you because that's just plugging my services. That's some of the ideas and content ideas that I use with other businesses, if it fits for them. So head over to Instagram.com/itsjoemain to find out more about how I can help your business or any other business launch and grow on YouTube to get similar stuff to Bullion Now and all the other stuff that I've done, Ainslie, their YouTube channel and all that. So that is it, funky people. It is time to say goodbye. We've done the silver thing. Thank you very much. I won't put that one on screen. I'll say thank you, Living Adam Man, for that. I won't put that one on screen. That's just too self-serving, but I appreciate it. So we're going to say goodbye. Man, this thing always goes like, they're so long, but I think we have to have that chat, don't we? All right. This is never going to be a 20-minute show, I think. So get your tasty beverage ready. Is this going to be the thumbnail? Ready? Maybe that's the thumbnail for today. Or maybe we'll do the synchronized slurp as the thumbnail. Here we go. In 3, 2. Oh, world's longest synchronized slurp. That is it. Funky people, I'm going to leave it at that. Thanks so much for joining us today. Thank you, Tony. I appreciate it. Have a great day, everyone. Say goodbye. Do your goodbyes and all that. And we will see you tomorrow for another Good Morning Stackers. See ya.